So, what you start off with is an imperfect cube. It should be a perfect cube, but I got lazy since it's only going to be a demo. This is close to a 5-inch cube. And what you need to do is cut off the adjacent corners. This one, since it's only going to take a small cone center, doesn't have to be shaved off much. The other side is going to have a spur center, which I was told you don't have any, but I found out you do. And for something like this, it gives a better grip than the other kind, which are called what?
Stubbies?
No. No, they're Dips?
Step.
No, it's got another name. Where's Orega? He would know.
Come down yet?
He's always late. So, by the way, I not only shaved off the end, I put kerfs at 90 degrees on this end to accept the tangs from the spur bit, so that it'll grip and hold. Because you see, when this turns on, turn it on, you see why John might have gotten confused and saw more corners into there. That's kind of weird, isn't it? And when you introduce the tool to it, you're cutting more air than wood. The wood's easy to cut. It's the air is the problem. Bowl gouge, and I'm just going to cut down toward the drive center, and hopefully it'll stay on the lathe. If it doesn't, where's Elliot? You want to sit right in front like this? That's your favorite spot. All right.
Larney, I can always bat it away.
Yeah, got to be quick though.
That's why we say every time you walk through the door, you should have your safety glasses on no matter what.
Yep. But happily, you don't have to wear a face shield when you're turning pens. Okay, let's. As for the speed, yes. I'll turn it up until I get a vibration. I'm getting a vibration at about 650, so I'm backing it off to 600. And then, just like you do any other turning you do with a bowl, easy, fella. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nasty. Well, the problem is I'm pushing this way and the grain wants to lift off, but it smooths out as you get down into it. And I don't care. Anybody know why on that bowl I made in 64, 65, I used a scraper, not a bowl gouge?
They didn't exist.
They didn't have bowl gouges. When did they come out?
Early 70s, and David Ellsworth went to England, and they brought him to the States.
David? I took a 3-day workshop with David Ellsworth at his studio up in Bakertown. $750 for 3 days. Boy, did I learn nothing. But I went there with a childhood friend who had taught high school woodshop for 30 years and was quite an exquisite cabinet maker. But he never turned, and he wanted to. So we both took the class. And David spent most of his time outdoors cutting up logs into planks. And I went out to him at one point. I said, Mr. Ellsworth, there are people in there that are banging the hell out of their chisels. They don't know what they're doing. And he says, I said, you might want to go in and help. He says, they'll figure it out. That's what you get for $750. This could take a little time. They should have used a smaller one.
What wood is that?
Walnut. I don't know where I got it, but it was in my garage. Don't ever use a spindle gouge with a bowl.
It's recording.
Only you would use you. And if you do, you're always showing off. I feel like I'm on 60 Minutes. This is great. The trick on turning something like this that has wood, air, push your tool in the direction of the cut. Don't push it against the wood, because that's when hair than wood. You want to do this for a while? No. I'm getting tired. Where's my chair? Okay, again, I'll put the bevel against the wood, bring it out, move it in my 1/4 inch. By the way, if you decide to do one of these, for this stage, from the start to where, until I get this round, I did you wearing a face shield. I'm not now because you couldn't hear me, but face shield, I think they're very important in certain applications, but not for pen turning. Interested in what I carry in flask? See that 1/4 inch I'm taking off at the time. Yeah, I certainly am.
Yes, it is. This is a consequence of not having a perfectly square piece to begin with, but oh well.
you turn a segmented bowl, you don't have any end grain, and it's like carving butter. When you turn a conventional bowl, you have end grain, side grain, and it's a little more challenging. Well, I got whirly gigs here. I don't know what type of grain you got. It's a little swirly. When I turn, I can be looking up here and see the thickness of my cup better than I can looking straight up. But if you're going to look out there, you can't walk. Well, I got 1 point. Okay, that's close enough. I have a few more cuts to make on that plane, but I have another piece I want to demonstrate with. But once you get your 3 corners, then the next thing you have to do is hollow. Well, you also have to put a tenon down here. So let me do the tenon in a minute. This is called a relic. It's made by Craftsman, 1892. It's a parting tool. Works okay though. And let me okay. So what you need to do now is decide what size chuck you're going to use. So if you use the small one, I think that it opens up to 2 1/4 and goes down to close to 2. I would take, what I do is I take calipers, I measure it, and then get it close on that contour, and then use a parting tool. I'm going to have to move the tool rest. too big, but happily, I brought one that already has a bed on it, and it's the right size. From this point out, I assume most people can figure out how to make a fender in the right size. Oh, but I do want to show you. Before you take it off of that spur bed, if I were to put this on the chuck now and try to get rid of this ugliness, it wouldn't like to stay in the chuck because it's just too bouncy. So I get rid of it now. You want to move a little closer, Elliot?
I would, Larney, but it would block people's.
Yeah, that's good. You're very considerate that way. All right. Okay, to be continued. So I'll take that back to the other shop, the Golden Acre, realtor.
But how much would you have taken out if you were really doing it?
Oh,
No, I mean now, as opposed to when it's on the truck.
oh, I would take it down a little, down to here. And it's,
It's cheaper than what he has there.
this was a, between centers,
Yep.
like that would be a big stump coming up, and before I came over, I cut the stump off. But I did it, problem was, oh, there's my stump.
Yeah.
I need a drip pin to push that out. No, but I need to get this out. I need a poker.
Right here.
Oh, very good. Thank you. This goes back to home. And then, it's always a good idea to remove the elbow poker. These go back in the corner. See, we just put them in the hole up here. You make people like me walk. It's no good.
Your key is right down here.
Thank you.
Hey, Larney, how fast were you working on that last piece?
850. Yeah,
It's just stairs, place here.
It's on the rails, it's on the rails.
Behind you.
Because these are the important things that you learn from people. He's only made 6 or 7 bolts in his whole life, but this, he really knows what he's doing. So this is really a great chance for everybody. Thank you. Yes. I'm the quarterback.
Actually, that's one of the oldest orders. Was it you that picked it off the one gave to me actually? It's all right. But make sure you have enough tenons your jaws don't touch. If you capture it so that the center of your bottom of your bevel, what's this thing called? Flute. The flute. I knew that. If you push it straight on, it captures it. It won't cut. So you got to target the lower leading edge to come through. The other thing for when you're doing bowls, because basically I'm doing a bowl here, when you have that middle piece, if you leave a button or a nipple, the usual response is, oh crap, immediately go digging at it. But you're liable to create a cup. So what you want to do is pull your tool back behind the nipple and slowly bring it across, gliding with your bevel. Cut it off flush. Okay? Anybody know what time it is?
25 after 8.
Happy hour.
You shouldn't have said that. He quit. He brought his own.
All right.
Pass it around.
There's probably no great excitement in watching me hollow this thing. So, for your further entertainment, rough turn the stem for it. And I didn't cut it down as far as it's going to go, but before I do, I'm going to glue them together. Yeah. Let me illustrate.
It's a ball spot. Assuming that this was hollowed all the way, which it is not, I could glue it, bring the tailstock up, and drive it in. And that'll allow me to marry these two pieces. If it's hollow though,
I talked about removing nipple. I don't want to leave dimple in there as a result of the cone center. So I would use a cup center, and we have cup centers here. Well, they're round, and they have a,
Looks like a cup.
who said that? Damn, you got it.
Sorry, I couldn't help.
That's terrific. This is
Technical term.
So, I brought a piece of leather, and it's a very hard leather. But with a cup center, it won't penetrate, and it'll protect the bottom of your bowl. Now, where are you going to get a piece of leather like that? Rolling Aches is the only place I know. Well,
And brown.
I have the plan.
why isn't it in it?
I took it out. I didn't think you,
No, no.
you want to get your point across?
It's fine.
Are you confused?
I'm not confused. This is fine. So you would have a cup center pressing against the bottom with a piece of leather to protect what you finished so nicely and sanded in there. What? Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
Somebody was agreeing with you. He said,
Oh my God.
I know you can't hear. You need hearing aid. Just keep on going. I'll shut him up. Come on.
All right. No, I'm done. That's all there is to it. Unless you want to see me turn wood more. Yeah, you want to see me turn more wood? Okay.
Next month.
You think it's fun?
Yeah, come back next month. Finish it.
No. I'm not coming back next month. This group is too abusive.
The cup center is pointless.
Yeah. Well, I'm not good with this.
If you want it, we can do it.
Yeah, put it together.
Does anyone have any questions for Larney? I see questions coming up. No?
You don't dare to answer that.
Okay, we have one question here.
When you chuck the base in the chuck, and you go home for the night and come back the next day,
Oh, yes.
is it hard to get it back perfectly centered?
Let me tell you a secret I use on that. This is a pencil. And your jawls are all numbered. So here's number 4. So I'll write number 4 on the turning. And then I mark, and usually there's enough of a gap here. I can mark where the two, the jawls, the ends of the jaw are. And to demonstrate, pretty flat.
And all of the chucks are numbered, so record the number of the chuck that
Yeah.
you use, so you use the same one again.
Right. So you can look behind your back, mix it up.
It's hard sometimes.
So I go to number 4, which is here. And by the way, another trick of the trade, when I chuck up anything in the chuck, rather than depend on my arm pressure, I'll have it so it's loose. And then use the tailstock to press the lip against the chuck, the jaws, and then tighten it up so you know you got good compression there. That's an important point. By the way, if you're turning a conventional bowl, you're doing the bottom, you got a face rail here. Before you take it off and reverse it, clean up what's going to be the top edge of your bolt before you reverse it. Just clear up that wood, because if you get a piece of stock poplar or something for beginner, they're gnarly, they're warped. True it up first. If you try to true it up later, no saying that chuck is going to line up the way your faceplate had you. So trim that up first. Okay. Any other questions? Any more applause?
Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. And Ron, thank you for videoing this, and we're hopefully putting this on the website. So if you wanted to review it down the road, you could do that if you wish to make a three-sided bolt.
Yeah, I've got to get home for a Little League game at 9 o'clock out in San Jose.
Thank you, guys. Please take your chairs out.